Time now for the Executive Edge. This morning, we are talking China. Stocks there were higher overnight as we prepare for a big week of trade talks. Eunice Yoon joins us right now from Beijing. And Eunice, a lot riding on these talks, both for the United States and for China. What's the Chinese perspective on this?
Absolutely. Well, the Chinese delegation is led by the Vice Commerce Minister, and he is going to be arriving in Washington on Tuesday for talks on Wednesday and Thursday. And the markets have taken heart that there could be some sort of resolution, but still here on the ground, expectations are low that anything meaningful will really come out of these talks at this stage. My sources have been telling me that the two sides see these talks very, very differently, that the Chinese see it as a first step to negotiations that potentially could lead to some sort of final deal when the two presidents meet on the sidelines of international conferences later this year. But the U.S. side, even though Washington initiated the talks, are apparently seeing these talks more as a let's check out how things are at this stage, because they're being led by the U.S. Treasury, which doesn't have oversight over tariffs, also which has been in conflict with the USTR as well as the White House in the way to approach China, and it's still unclear whether or not the USTR is playing an active role in these discussions. So that just leads a lot of people here to believe that the U.S. is approaching this in a wait-and-see approach.
You know, Eunice, this is, an interesting issue that I'd been reading over the weekend, and some of the reports suggested that China really doesn't want to have any meaningful talks on this until November, that this is a way to kind of put off some of the impending additional tariffs that could have been levied, but they want to wait until after November to see how Republicans fare in the midterms. Have you heard more about that? Is that true?
Well, it's hard to say. I've heard that as well, that there's some talk that maybe President Trump after the midterms won't be as powerful as he is now, so it's better for the Chinese to wait. But I think right now, the Chinese would probably love to have a deal to try to get this trade war behind them, because it is seeing, the country is seeing an impact when it comes to the economy or to exporters. In fact, just over the weekend, the banking regulator specifically asked banks to support exporters to help stabilize employment. So there is a fear that there could be an impact. But at the same time, a lot of people here, Chinese officials as well as other Chinese businessmen that I talk to, are nervous about whether or not President Trump or his administration can really stick to a deal if they were to come up with a deal anytime before November. So as of right now, everyone's kind of waiting to see exactly what's going to happen. Maybe some are more hopeful than others that this could be a first step in trying to broker some sort of deal later down the line. But as of right now, it's looking more and more that people are just really uncertain about how the whole situation is going to play out.